Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to my companions of the Prophet, the Lives That Define Islam series. This is episode 13. This one's about Mus'ab ibn Umayr. So let me ask you something real. What would happen if following truth cost you your luxury, your reputation, your family, your entire lifestyle? Would you still choose it? Because that was the test of Mus'ab ibn Umayr. And he passed it in a way that still shakes hearts today. So who was Mus'ab? Before Islam, Mus'ab was known as one of the most privileged young men in Mecca. He had wealth, expensive clothing, luxury, comfort, attention, and people recognized him by the fragrance he wore before they even saw him. He lived the dream life. Then he heard about Islam. When Mus'ab heard the message of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, something changed inside him. Islam touched his heart deeply, and secretly he accepted Islam. So the price he paid, but when his family discovered it, everything changed. His mother was furious. She locked him up, cut him off financially, took away his comfort and status, and the same man once dressed in luxury now barely had any clothes to wear. And yet, he never abandoned Islam. The transformation that shocked the companions. The companions once saw Mus'ab wearing rough, torn clothing, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, looked at him and became emotional because they remembered who Mus'ab used to be. He had traded worldly luxury for eternal truth. So the first ambassador of Islam then came one of the greatest honors. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, chose Mus'ab to go to Medina and teach Islam. Think about that. Out of all the companions, this young man was trusted to represent Islam. And through his efforts, entire families accepted Islam. Leaders accepted Islam. Medina began transforming into the future home of Islam. So his final sacrifice at the Battle of Uhud. Mus'ab carried the Muslim flag. He defended it with everything he had. Even when heavily attacked, he refused to let the banner fall. He was martyred, and after the battle, the Muslims couldn't even find enough clothing to cover fully his body. So the man who once lived in luxury left this world with almost nothing. But in the sight of Allah, he had everything. So in today's reflection, people sacrifice religion for comfort. People compromise faith for popularity. People fear losing status. Mus'ab lost all of that willingly for Islam. So for my dawah reflection for the non-Muslims who watches my videos, ask yourself honestly, would a young man surrounded by luxury and loved by society, living comfortably, give it all up for something false? Or does Mus'ab's story prove that Islam offered something greater than worldly pleasure? Because something worth sacrificing everything for? So the lessons we can learn from Mus'ab. Truth is more valuable than comfort. Sacrifice strengthens faith. And real success is closeness to Allah. And one sincere person can change an entire community. Think about that. One sincere person can change the entire community. So in my closing reflection, Mus'ab lost wealth but gained Jannah. He lost luxury, but gained the honor with Allah. And maybe that's the lesson this world needs the most. Because everything you sacrifice for Allah is never truly lost. So stay tuned for my next episode, 14. This one's about Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman. The companion trusted with the secrets of hypocrisy. And the man who walked alone into enemy territory on the darkest night.